Welcome back to the channel USA Coins 69, where the world of coins history and hidden treasures comes alive. Today we are diving deep into one of the smallest yet most fascinating coins ever produced by the United States Mint, the Roosevelt 1 dime from 1980. This little 10-cent coin might look ordinary to the untrained eye, but hidden within its tiny frame could be a rare and valuable treasure that collectors all over the world are searching for. What makes this coin so interesting is not just its size but its story, its symbolism, and the surprising fortune that a rare 1980 Roosevelt dime can hold. The story of the Roosevelt dime begins long before 1980. Back in 1946, when it was first introduced, the coin was designed to honor Franklin Delano Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States, a leader who guided the nation through the Great Depression and World War II. Roosevelt was not only admired for his leadership but also for his connection to the March of Dimes campaign, which helped fight the crippling disease of polio that he himself had battled throughout his life. After his passing in 1945, the United States Mint decided to immortalize him on the dime as a tribute to his strength, compassion, and lasting impact on the American people, and since then his portrait has remained on this coin for decades, serving as a daily reminder of his legacy. Fast forward to 1980 and the Roosevelt dime had already become a staple in American pockets and purses. It was a coin that symbolized resilience, progress, and unity. But among the millions of dimes minted that year, a few stand out as extraordinary and incredibly valuable. The 1980 Roosevelt dime was struck at three mints: the Philadelphia Mint, which in that year did not carry a mint mark; the Denver Mint, which carries the small d mint mark; and the San Francisco Mint, which produced proof coins with the S mark. Each version carries its own unique story and level of rarity, especially when it comes to condition and potential minting errors that make some examples worth thousands of dollars. Today, on the obverse of the 1980 Roosevelt dime, we see the familiar left-facing portrait of President Roosevelt, designed by the talented engraver John R. Sinek. The details in the portrait, the smooth yet bold lines of his face, the slight curl of his hair, and the inscription "Liberty" beside him all come together to create a timeless design. Beneath his neck is the motto "In God We Trust" and the date 1980, a perfect blend of artistry and simplicity that has stood the test of time. When you flip the coin to the reverse side, you're met with another stunning image: the torch of liberty standing proudly in the center, flanked by an olive branch symbolizing peace on one side and an oak branch representing strength and independence on the other. The inscriptions "United States of America" and "1 dime" circle around the design, while "E pluribus unum," meaning out of many one, ties the design together as a message of unity. Now, what makes the 1980 Roosevelt dime so intriguing to collectors are the small differences and errors that occurred during production. Some dimes from this year display rare minting mistakes like double die errors, misaligned strikes, or missing mint marks. These are not just tiny flaws, they are what turn an ordinary coin into a collector's dream. An error coin is like a fingerprint; no two are exactly alike, and that's what makes them so desirable among numismatists. For example, some 1980 dimes have been found with an extremely faint or completely missing mint mark, especially those that were supposed to have the S or D symbol. This happens when the die used to strike the coin becomes filled with grease or worn out, creating a missing mint mark error that instantly increases the coin's rarity. Another fascinating detail collectors look for is the condition of the coin. Coins that have never been used in circulation, known as uncirculated or mint state coins, are far more valuable than those that have been passed around for decades. Coins graded MS66, MS67 or higher by professional grading services such as PCGS or NGC can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars, especially when they possess full bands on the torch design. On the reverse, the full bands designation means the horizontal lines on the torch are sharply defined, showing that the coin was perfectly struck and preserved without wear. Finding a Roosevelt dime from 1980 with full bands is rare and makes it a true gem for serious collectors. What's truly remarkable about this coin is how such a small piece of metal can hold so much value and history. Every Roosevelt dime tells a story of the American spirit, from the courage of the president it honors to the meticulous craftsmanship of the mint workers who struck it. In 1980, the United States was experiencing economic shifts, inflation, and technological advancement, yet the dime continued to circulate as a trusted symbol of value and reliability. It passed through countless hands, each carrying its own untold story, and today it stands as one of the most enduring coins in U.S. history. If you have a collection of old coins, or perhaps some dimes stored away in jars or boxes from your parents or grandparents, it's definitely worth taking a closer look. You might be surprised to find a 1980 Roosevelt dime among them. Check the date, check for the mint mark, and inspect the details under good lighting. You're looking for sharp edges, clear lettering, and that smooth mirror-like shine of an uncirculated coin. Sometimes what looks like an ordinary coin could actually be a rare variation worth far more than its face value, and the thrill of discovering such a hidden treasure is something every collector dreams of. The 1980 Roosevelt dime continues to be a favorite among coin enthusiasts because it bridges modern and classic design. It's small yet significant, simple yet powerful, and for those lucky enough to find a rare version, it can be a truly life-changing discovery. Coins with strong strikes, no blemishes or special minting anomalies can fetch incredible prices, and that's why every time a new 1980 dime appears in top condition at auction, it draws the attention of collectors worldwide, because finding one is like finding a needle in a haystack. The beauty of coin collecting is that you never know where your next great find will come from. Sometimes it's in a roll of dimes from the bank, other times it's in a family heirloom or even loose change in your car, but every time you look, you're connecting with a piece of history, and the Roosevelt dime, especially the 1980 version, carries that connection stronger than ever. And now for the part every coin lover waits for, the value of this extraordinary little piece of American history. The rarest examples of the 1980 Roosevelt one dime, those that are perfectly preserved in uncirculated mint state condition or have unique minting errors, have been valued at an astonishing $34,000. Yes, that's right, $34,000 for a single dime, a coin that could easily slip through your fingers without a second thought. So before you spend your change or ignore those old dimes lying around, take another look, because that tiny Roosevelt dime in your hand might just be worth more than you ever imagined. Keep your eyes open, check every detail, and who knows, maybe your next discovery will be a coin that changes everything forever. Today we're going to uncover the story behind one of the most interesting and collectible coins ever produced, the Roosevelt one dime from the year 1974, a coin so small yet filled with history, beauty, and hidden value that might surprise you. This little 10-cent coin has a story that stretches far beyond its face value, and if you happen to find the right one, it could turn an ordinary day into an unforgettable discovery. So stay tuned until the end, because the incredible value of this coin will absolutely amaze you. The Roosevelt dime has been a part of American currency since 1946, and it stands as a tribute to one of the most influential presidents in American history, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, the 32nd president who led the country through both the Great Depression and World War II. His leadership, courage, and humanitarian efforts, especially his involvement in founding the March of Dimes organization which helped fight polio, made him one of the most respected leaders in the world. After his passing in 1945, the United States Mint decided to honor him in the best possible way by placing his portrait on the dime. This decision created not just another piece of currency, but a lasting symbol of strength, perseverance, and unity that Americans still carry in their pockets to this very day. By the time the 1970s arrived, the Roosevelt dime had already become an everyday part of American life. Millions of these dimes were produced every year, and in 1974 the mints in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco struck an enormous number of them. Yet within these millions there exist a few special coins that are unlike the rest. These are the dimes that collectors all around the world dream of finding, coins that were struck with rare errors or preserved in pristine condition that make them worth a fortune. Today, when you hold a 1974 Roosevelt dime in your hand, you are holding a piece of American history. The obverse or front of the coin features the dignified left-facing profile of President Franklin D. Roosevelt, created by the talented designer and engraver John R. Sinek. His initials JS can be found just below Roosevelt's neck. The inscriptions on the obverse read Liberty at the top, In God We Trust to the left, and the date 1974 to the right. It's a design that is both simple and powerful, symbolizing Roosevelt's leadership and the values he stood for. Turn the coin over to the reverse side and you'll see the equally beautiful image of a torch representing liberty, flanked by an olive branch for peace and an oak branch for strength. The inscriptions United States of America one dime and E pluribus unum, meaning out of many one, complete the design. It's a coin that carries not only beauty but also a deep message of unity and freedom. In 1974 three mints produced the Roosevelt dime: the Philadelphia Mint, which that year struck coins without a mint mark, the Denver Mint, identified by a small D mint mark, and the San Francisco Mint, which made proof coins for collectors with the S mint mark. Each of these versions has its own appeal and level of rarity, but the real treasures are the ones that feature minting mistakes or unique characteristics that set them apart from ordinary coins. Collectors are always on the lookout for special variations of the 1974 Roosevelt dime. Some of the most valuable versions include those with double die errors, missing mint marks, or misaligned strikes. A double die error occurs when the coin's design is accidentally struck twice at slightly different angles creating a shadow or doubling effect on the lettering or numbers. Another rare feature that increases the coin's value is the absence of a mint mark. This usually happens when grease or debris clogs the die that stamps the mark, making it disappear completely and resulting in an incredibly scarce coin. Misaligned strikes and off-center errors where the design is shifted from its intended position also make certain 1974 dimes stand out from the rest and can drastically increase their value. Depending on how rare and visible the mistake is, condition is another crucial factor when determining a coin's worth. A 1974 Roosevelt dime that has been circulated and shows wear may only be worth its face value, but a coin that has been preserved in mint state condition with sharp details and a bright luster can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Grading organizations like PCGS and NGC use a scale from 1 to 70 to assess a coin's condition, with coins graded MS65, MS66 or higher being extremely valuable. One of the most sought-after features is the full bands designation found on the torch on the reverse of the dime. If all the horizontal lines across the torch are fully visible and separated, it indicates a strong sharp strike, which greatly increases the coin's value because it proves that the coin was perfectly struck and well preserved over the decades. The 1974 Roosevelt dime might seem like an ordinary piece of change, but it carries within it a legacy of American history and craftsmanship. Think about how many of these small coins have passed through countless hands over the years, from local shops to diners to family coin jars, and yet hidden among those millions there are a few rare pieces that are worth more than anyone could imagine. These coins are the reason so many collectors search tirelessly through their change, hoping to find one of those special dimes that could change their life forever. Imagine holding in your hand a dime minted in 1974 that looks just a little bit different from the rest. Maybe the lettering appears doubled or the mint mark is missing entirely. It might not look like much at first, but that small detail could mean you're holding something truly extraordinary. Collectors from all over the world would pay high prices for a coin like that because it's not just a piece of metal, it's a rare artifact from a specific moment in time that connects the past to the present. Coin collecting is not just about value, it's about discovery. Every coin has a story to tell, and the Roosevelt dime tells a story of progress, innovation and remembrance. It reminds us of a president who inspired a nation and a time when American craftsmanship was at its peak. The more you learn about these coins, the more fascinating they become, and the more exciting it is to check every dime you come across, because who knows, the next great treasure might be right in your pocket. Now, when it comes to value, the most pristine and rare 1974 Roosevelt dimes have reached jaw-dropping prices at auctions, especially those with exceptional errors or in perfect mint state condition. The thrill of seeing such a small coin command such a high price is what keeps collectors motivated to keep searching and studying every detail, because when a coin has the right combination of rarity, condition and history, its value can skyrocket beyond imagination. And finally, here comes the part that everyone waits for: the value of the most exceptional 1974 Roosevelt dime ever found in near-perfect condition with striking details and unique characteristics that set it apart from the rest, has been valued at an incredible $40,600. Yes, you heard that right, $40,600 for a coin that's only worth 10 cents on its face. So before you spend your dimes or overlook that small coin lying forgotten in your drawer, take a moment to look closely, because one of those tiny Roosevelt dimes could be worth far more than you ever expected. Check the date, check the mint mark, and inspect every detail, because hidden in plain sight could be a piece of American history waiting to be rediscovered. Today we're taking a closer look at a small but mighty treasure that has captured the attention of collectors and coin hunters for decades: the Roosevelt dime from the year 1979. This little silver-colored coin might seem ordinary at first glance, but as we'll soon discover, it hides incredible secrets and surprises that make it one of the most interesting coins ever produced by the United States Mint. From its elegant design to its hidden variations, this dime tells a story that stretches across time, history and value. So stay tuned, because by the end of this video you'll be amazed to learn how a simple 10-cent coin could be worth a small fortune today. The Roosevelt dime first made its appearance in 1946, replacing the Mercury dime, and was introduced to honor the memory of President Franklin Delano Roosevelt, a man whose leadership and courage guided America through the Great Depression and World War II. He was also the founder of the March of Dimes, a campaign that helped fight the devastating disease of polio, which makes it fitting that his image would be immortalized on the 10-cent coin. The coin's designer, John Arsenic, created a dignified and timeless portrait of Roosevelt that still graces the dime to this day. The coin has become a lasting symbol of American resilience and progress, and even though the design has remained mostly unchanged since its debut, every year brings its own unique variations and Stories that make collecting Roosevelt dimes so exciting. Now let's turn our attention to the year 1979, a time of great change and transition in America. The country was moving through an era of technological innovation and economic shifts, and the United States Mint was continuously improving its coin production processes. During this time, the Roosevelt dime was produced in 3 different mints: the Philadelphia Mint with no mint mark, the Denver Mint with a D mint mark, and the San Francisco Mint with an S mint mark for proof coins made especially for collectors. While millions of these coins were made, not all of them were struck equally. Some came out perfectly while others ended up with rare errors and unique features that have now made them highly sought after by collectors. When you look closely at a 1979 Roosevelt dime, you'll see the iconic left-facing portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt on the obverse or front of the coin. The word Liberty arcs across the left edge, while the phrase "I in God We Trust" appears below his chin, and the date 1979 rests to the right beneath the neckline. If you're lucky enough to find a coin with a small letter next to the date, it indicates the mint where it was produced. Turn the coin over to the reverse side and you'll find the classic Torch of Liberty, flanked by an olive branch on the left representing peace and an oak branch on the right representing strength and independence. The inscriptions "United States of America, One Dime" and "E Pluribus Unum" are neatly arranged around the design, forming one of the most balanced and beautiful layouts in American coinage history. While the design itself may seem simple, it's the small details and variations that make some 1979 dimes stand out from the rest. One of the most famous features from this year comes from the San Francisco Mint, where 2 distinct types of proof coins were produced: the Type 1 proof and the Type 2 proof. The difference lies in the shape of the S mint mark. The Type 1 has a blob-like and less defined S, while the Type 2 has a clear, sharp and well-defined S. This difference might seem small, but in the world of numismatics such variations can mean the difference between a coin worth just a few dollars and one worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on its condition and rarity. But what really excites collectors are the error coins from 1979. These are the coins that were struck incorrectly, either due to misalignment of the dies or mistakes in the minting process. Some dimes from 1979 show doubling in the inscriptions or the date, a phenomenon known as a double die error, where the coin's design is struck twice at slightly different angles, creating a shadow-like appearance. Others may have off-center strikes where the entire design is shifted to one side, giving the coin a unique and eye-catching look. Sometimes coins even come out with missing mint marks or incomplete features, making them extremely rare and valuable to collectors. Since these errors are one of a kind, no 2 error coins are exactly the same, and that's what makes them so special in the eyes of numismatists. Another key factor that determines the value of a 1979 Roosevelt dime is its condition. Coins that were used in circulation and show wear will generally have little collector value, but a coin that has been preserved in near-perfect condition, especially one that has never been used, can fetch impressive prices. Coins graded as mint state or proof by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC can command thousands of dollars, especially if they have deep mirror-like surfaces, strong details and no signs of wear. One of the most desirable features collectors look for is the full bands designation found on the reverse side of the coin on the torch. If the horizontal lines across the torch are fully separated and well-defined, it indicates that the coin was struck with precision and care, which dramatically increases its value because it proves it was made using fresh dies under ideal conditions. As you can see, the 1979 Roosevelt dime may look small, but it's filled with hidden treasures and historical charm. Each one tells a story about American craftsmanship and history. Imagine how many of these little dimes have changed hands over the past decades, from pocket to pocket, from shop counters to savings jars. Yet among those countless coins, only a few have survived in perfect or unique condition. Those are the dimes that collectors dream of finding, the ones that could transform a simple pocket change find into a collector's jackpot. Just picture it, you're sorting through an old jar of coins, maybe one that's been sitting in your house for years, and suddenly your eye catches a 1979 dime. Maybe it looks a little different, maybe it has an unusual shine, or you notice something odd about the mint mark. You take a closer look and realize you could be holding something truly extraordinary. That's the thrill of coin collecting, the excitement of discovery, the chance that an ordinary coin could turn out to be something of incredible historical and financial value. The Roosevelt dime represents more than just 10 cents. It represents a legacy of strength, hope and determination. The image of Franklin D. Roosevelt reminds every American of how courage and unity can overcome hardship and adversity, and for collectors it's a reminder that history can live in the palm of your hand in the form of a small piece of metal that has traveled through time, preserving the memory of a great leader and the craftsmanship of a proud nation. Every Time a new collector learns about coins like the 1979 Roosevelt dime, they're drawn into a deeper appreciation for the details, the artistry, and the surprises that lie hidden within everyday change. The tiniest differences in a coin can hold immense stories of human skill, history, and even luck, and it's those differences that make this hobby so endlessly fascinating and rewarding for anyone who chooses to explore it. And now for the part everyone has been waiting for after years of study, grading, and auction results. One of the rarest and most pristine examples of the 1979 Roosevelt one dime with unique characteristics and outstanding preservation has been valued at an astonishing $38,700. Yes, you heard that right, $38,700 for a coin that most people would overlook as just 10 cents. So before you spend that dime or toss it into a jar, take a moment to look closely at it, because you never know, that small silver coin could hold the key to a remarkable discovery. Check the date, the mint mark, and the details of the torch, because you might just be holding a hidden treasure worth far more than its face value. If you enjoyed this video and love learning about rare and valuable coins, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more exciting stories and incredible coin finds. Thank you for watching, and keep your eyes open, because the next valuable coin could be right in your pocket waiting to be found.